Hey 6th grade, we are starting with lesson 3 from module 7, and the title of this lesson is Solve a Variety of Percent Problems. And as we see at the top of our page, our I can statement for this lesson is I can write a percent as a fraction or a decimal and use a variety of strategies to solve real-world problems. So we're going to start with our step it out that we have here on page 221. So make sure you're on page 221 of your textbook pages. Alright, so number 1. Liz is collecting aluminum cans for a school fundraiser. So far, she has collected 16 cans, which is 20% of her goal. How many cans must she collect to reach her goal? Well, we're going to use a double number line to solve this, and when Liz reaches 100%, she has reached her goal. So it says complete the double number line until you reach 100%. So we've started with 0%, 20%, I'm going to go with 40, 60, 80, 100%. So for every 16 cans Liz collects, she adds how many percent toward her goal? I'm going to go with, she adds 20% to her goal for every 16 cans. So if she reaches 40% of her goal, she will have blank cans. Let's see. 20 times 2 equals 40. So 16 times 2 would equal 32. So to get 40% of her goal, she would have 32 cans. And kiddos, make sure you're showing this work on your pages in your book. Liz must collect blank cans to reach her goal. Well, 20 times something equals 100. And I'm going to go with 5. 20 times 5 equals 100. So that means I have to do the same thing with 16. 16 times 5 is going to equal... So 16 times 5 will equal 80. Liz must collect 80 cans to reach her goal. Next up, we have Jose, and he is in the same class as Liz, and he is also collecting aluminum cans. He has collected 36 cans, which is 18% of his goal. How many cans must Jose collect to reach his goal? So for this one, we are going to use equivalent ratios to solve our problem. One ratio is the percent. And we saw up here that Jose has earned 18% of his goal. So that means he has 18 hundredths. The second ratio is the number of cans already collected compared to the total number of cans that must be collected. You know the first number, or the part of the ratio. You must find the second number, or the whole of the ratio. Complete the ratio. The gray box represents the unknown number. So we know he has 36 cans already. 36 over who knows what. Find equivalent ratios so that we can solve this problem. We have 18 over 100 equals 36 over something, right? Let's make that look more like a 6. 18 is multiplied by what number to get 36? Ooh, we know that 18 multiplied by 2 equals 36. Multiply 100 by the same amount to find the answer. So 100 times 2? So 100 times 2 equals 200. That means that Jose must collect 200 cans to reach his goal. If we put 200 in place of this question mark, we'd have 18 hundredths is equivalent to 36 over 200. Poor kid's got a long ways to go, doesn't he? Alright, let's turn our paper over. to page 222. Ooh, we get to pretend like we're going to Hawaii for a minute, which sounds glorious, seeing how everything is so cold and yuck here. Alright. In Big Bog in Maui, Hawaii, about 400 inches of rain falls during a normal year. It is the 7th wettest place in the world, judging by annual rainfall. If 364 inches of rain have fallen so far, and you expect the rainfall to reach the usual yearly amount, what percent of this year's rain has already fallen? Use equivalent ratios to find the solution. Alright, so we already know one of our ratios. We know that there was already 364 inches of water that's fallen, and we know that they expect about 400 inches. So we'll write this in fractional form, 364 over 400 inches. What ratio do we need to solve for? And we are going to need to solve for the percent. The question is even asking what percent of the year's rain has already fallen. So we're trying to find the percent. Find equivalent ratios. So we know that 364 over 400 is our first ratio that we have been given. We also know that 400 inches is equal to 100% of the annual rainfall. So I'm jumping ahead. So question D. 400 is divided by what number to get 100? Well, 400 divided by 4 gets us 100. Divide 364 by the same number to find the percent. So we're scaling down. We're dividing by 4. And basically what this is saying is what we do to the bottom, we got to come up here and do to the top. So 364 divided by 4 equals 91. So that means that 91% of the annual rain has fallen so far. Okay. Next we're going to skip to page 223. We're just going to do a couple more of these together. So, for number 5, it says that there are 8 equally sized slices in a pizza. If Ken eats 5 of the slices, what percent of the pizza has he eaten? And show your work. So it's here. We know that the number that is the whole is the denominator, so I'm going to put 8 as the denominator. And then the part we know is 5, the number of pieces of pizza Ken's already eaten. So we can do this as we'll divide the numerator by the denominator. So 5 divided by 8, you can set it up like this, or you can come over here, whoops, and put 5 in the house, move the decimal up, 5 divided by 8. I know that 8 doesn't go into 5, but it'll go into 50 6 times. So 6 times 8 is 48. 50 minus 48 is 2. Bring down the 0. 8 goes into 20 2 times. So 20 minus 16 is 4. Bring down the 0 again. 8 times 5 equals 40. So that gives us 625 thousandths. But we're going to move the decimal point over 2 places so that we can turn that into a percent, which means that Ken has eaten 62.5% of the pizza. Apparently Ken is not into sharing his pizza with people. So, question 6. An animal shelter offers kittens and puppies each day for adoption. The shelter director wants 40% of the animals offered to be kittens. Fill the double number line diagram to find out how many kittens should be included if the shelter only offers 20 animals for adoption. So we've got 0 down to 100. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so we'll have 20%, 40%, 60%, and 80%. And they want 20 animals up for adoption. So now we have to figure out how much is 40, how many, okay, sorry, 40% of the animals offered are kittens, so we really need to figure out what number goes in that blank. If we take 20, actually we can just skip count by 4s and get to 20. We have 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. So for every 20 animals put out for adoption, 8 of them have to be kittens. Alright, we'll do one more. A zoo has the ratio of giraffes to zebras shown. What percent of this grouping of animals are giraffes? What percent of this grouping are zebras? So we have 1 giraffe for 4 zebras. So we have 1, wait a minute. What part animals to giraffes? So the complete amount of animals is 5. And so 1 giraffe out of every 5 animals, 4 zebras out of every 5 animals. Correct? So let's see here. 1/5 equal to something over 100. 5 times 20 equals 100. 1 times 20 equals 20. So 20%, there's 20% giraffes. I'm out of room. And then the rest to get to 100%, from 20% to 100%, that is 80%. So 80% of these animals are zebras. I hope you guys write neater than I do on that one. Alright, we are going to stop here, and I will see you guys in class so we can keep going with our percents.